Summertime is here. It's been stinking hot outside. What's the temperature of the real estate market in Sacramento? Hey everybody, Doug Reynolds here, your Sacramento area realtor. This is a monthly video update I do every single month. We are talking about Sacramento real estate. It is July. This is the end of July, beginning of August. So we're going to be talking about the stats that happened in June and also what's going on in the market now and kind of moving ahead as well too. So let's jump into it. All right, median sales price. It bumped up just a little bit in June compared to May. We are almost at $560 for Sacramento County. That's up just a bit from May. And year over year, that's up 6% from a year ago, June 23. Just been low supply meets, a little bit more of demand, and that's been inching the pricing up a bit there. Highest sales price, a little over $2 million, 2.149. Lowest sales price, $248,000. Those are all for single family homes here. We're not talking condos or investment properties or anything like that. Average sales price for all of the houses that sold in June averaged out to be 99.4% of the original list price. So coming in just a little bit under that original list price. Obviously some sold for above, some sold for way less. On the average, 99.4% of the original list price. Okay, so in June, to get that $560 median price, we had only 889 homes closed escrow. Now that's down from May. That's down quite a bit from May. It was a pretty low month as far as closings go for June. And that's down from a year ago in June 23 as well too. So that is definitely a sign of kind of the market losing its momentum. Typically, late winter and spring are kind of the hottest times, and then things usually start to taper off in the summer. It seems a little early, a little extreme to me, so I'm hoping that's just a little bit of a blip on the radar, but something to be conscious and to be aware of. Closings, amount of homes sold, we're definitely down month over month and year over year, okay? Of all those homes sold, they averaged 20 days on the market, right around where it was the month before and right about the same about a year ago as well too. Now, of all those, 57.4% of them had multiple offers. So more than half of the properties closing escrow have multiple offers on them. As I said earlier, there's just not a lot of listings out there, and there's not a ton of buyers, but there's enough to be causing more than half of them to have multiple offers, okay? Active listing inventory right now, snapshot in time, there's 1,582 actives available in Sacramento County. That's up from May about 10%, and that's up over almost 23% from a year ago. Not surprising on the year over year, as we've continued to have more listings slowly come on this year than we did last year, but definitely a big jump from May, 10% more in May. Can be seen as good news if you're a buyer. A lot of those properties have multiple offers, but also kind of something also to keep an eye on as well too, as listings have increased. Now, pending sales, we're at 1,116 pending sales right now. Good sign there is that's really similar to where May was at last year. So it's not as if they've just dropped off a cliff or anything from month over month. And then additionally, year over year, they're up a little bit as well too. So the pendings are looking solid. And then if you take all of the properties that we have at the rate that we're selling them, we got about 1.7 months worth of inventory. That means we'd run out of houses if no new homes came on the market in a little bit less than 2 months. So it's kind of more of the same as we've been talking about for a while here, that it's a tale of two markets. There definitely is demand out there. And if you're a seller that's got a great looking property, you have really good marketing, you price it really well, you're gonna have a lot of action, a lot of potential offers. It's selling definitely over list price for terms that are favorable to you too as a seller. However, there's another part of this market where you just missed the mark. Buyers are being picky right now with rates in the high sixes. Yes, if a house is amazing and great, they're going to go after it and they're going to go strong. But if it's just, it's not, it needs some work, the price is just not that great, the location, this and that, buyers are going to stay away. And so sellers in the same market are having this extreme differences. Sellers market, multiple offers over list price, and then no one's writing me any offers. It's sitting, I need to lower the price. What is going on here? That's what's going on in our market right now. So as a buyer, you need to be kind of ready to handle really strong offer, aggressive, but also have an agent that knows how to advise you on the other end of it, on the negotiation side of things as well too, if you're interested in looking at a property that maybe has been sitting on the market for a few weeks or a month or something as well too. So moving forward, recently rates have come down a bit. They were in the 7s. They've now come into the kind of high 6s. I think that's going to help stimulate a little bit more buyer activity. Typically, as we head towards the end of summer and fall and winter, the market starts to kind of taper off. It kind of goes a little dull. Things just slow down, not as much sales. Pricing usually kind of slips a little bit. I'm not sure that's going to happen this year. Interest rates are the big reason why, and it appears like we're finally have kind of put the highest of the rates behind us. We might be heading towards potentially a Fed rate cut coming up here, possibly as inflation has seemed to have slowed down. If we continue to see rates stay in the 6s or even drop to the mid or lower 6s, I think that's really going to put some grease in the gears of this market, and we might see a little bit of a second half of the year resurgence here going on as far as buyer activity. It's really rate sensitive. So keep an eye on rates. If you're a seller, you still can experience a great market right now if you do the work to have it show well, you work with your agent to make sure it's priced right, you have great marketing with your agent. You can do well in this market right now, whether it's in the summer or in the fall of this year. If you're a buyer, make sure you're working with an agent that knows what they're doing. You've got a great lender, because you need to be ready. As we saw in those stats, almost 60% of the houses in Sacramento County have multiple offers on them. So you need to know how to compete with those other buyers, how to make your offer stand out, how to get your offer accepted. If you're working with an experienced agent that knows what they're doing, they're going to be able to tweak and maneuver that offer in a way that's going to make it stand out and get your offer accepted for sure. So keep an eye on the rates. If you're a seller, you can still have success. You gotta know what you're doing. If a buyer right now, you can still have success as well too, as long as you've got the right team in your corner. Moving forward, let's keep an eye on what's going on with the amount of closings and what's going on with the inventory and the pendings as well. Check back next month. I'll have an update for you. Feel free to check me out at realestatewithdoug.com. Look forward to talking to you soon, and clear skies.